Begin story. The first time I saw her, the alien woman was standing at the edge of the excavation site, watching us in complete silence. Her armor shimmered faintly under the pale moons of Viridian 5, and even though her face was partially hidden behind a thin, transparent mask, her eyes, silver with faint rings of violet, glowed with something I couldn't name. I was the communications officer for the Astra 8 expedition, one of Earth's first missions to an inhabited exoplanet. My job was to maintain radio links and translate the few words we'd managed to decode from the Viridian language database. Nothing in my training, however, prepared me for her. Her name, as far as I could translate, was Salith, a representative of the Viridian High Council, though she never spoke like a politician. She spoke like a soldier, direct and precise, each word measured. The warning prohibited. We had come to establish a research outpost near the ruins of an old Viridian structure. The locals claimed it was cursed, something about the sleeping current beneath the glass, but Command dismissed it as superstition. Salith didn't. The first time she addressed me directly, her tone was cold and unflinching. "You shouldn't be here, human. Leave before the ground remembers what it lost." Her words made no sense to me at the time. I thought it was just another veiled threat from an alien culture wary of intruders. Still, there was something about her voice, low, melodic, carrying an undertone of sadness, that made it hard to dismiss. I tried to reply with diplomacy. "We mean no harm. We're here to study, not to claim." Her eyes flickered with something. Amusement, maybe pity. "Study long enough, and you'll claim without meaning to." Then she turned and vanished into the mist, leaving behind the faint scent of iron and ozone. The night the ground spoke Milky Way. 3 nights later, the sensors detected strange energy readings beneath the excavation site. Commander Rayner wanted to drill deeper. The readings were promising, massive power fluctuations that hinted at a dormant energy source. But Salith appeared again that night. She didn't come through the gates or send a signal. She just appeared like the mist carried her in. She looked straight at me, ignoring the guards. "You're digging into the current. Stop." Rayner scoffed. "Tell your council they can't dictate our research." Her eyes darkened, almost glowing. "You think this is ours to dictate?" Before anyone could respond, the ground beneath the dig site trembled, low and deep, like a heartbeat buried beneath the planet's crust. Our scanners went wild. Then, as suddenly as it began, it stopped. Rayner blamed equipment malfunction. But I saw Salith's expression. It wasn't surprise. It was recognition. That night I couldn't sleep. Her words echoed in my head. The ground remembers what it lost. The connection high voltage. Over the next few days, Salith began showing up more often, always near the ruins, never inside the base. I found excuses to go outside, claiming I was checking communication relays. But really, I just wanted to talk to her. She was unlike any being I'd met, alien in appearance but profoundly human in thought. One evening I asked her, "What exactly is the current you keep warning us about?" She hesitated, then pointed to the horizon where faint tendrils of blue light flickered across the distant hills. "The current is life. Memory. It runs beneath everything, our world, our thoughts, our dead. Long ago your kind had it too. You just forgot." Her voice softened. "We didn't forget. We locked it away." She turned to me then, her eyes glowing faintly. "You shouldn't be near it. It listens." "Listens to what?" "Yes. To want." That word sent a shiver down my spine. Later that night our readings spiked again. The energy signature matched no known pattern, like a heartbeat syncing to our presence. And somehow, every time I thought of Salith, The readings intensified. I didn't tell anyone, but I knew something impossible was happening. The breach collision. On the fifth night, the base alarms blared. A containment field had ruptured. The dig site had collapsed. When I reached the edge, a crater yawned open beneath the floodlights, glowing faintly blue. And standing at the center of it was Salith. Her armor was gone, replaced by a faint aura of energy that rippled around her like smoke. She was holding something, a fragment of crystal pulsing with light. "You woke it," she said quietly. "Now it wants you." I took a step forward, but she raised a hand. "Don't. The current feeds on your thoughts. It knows your name now." Behind me, Raynor barked orders to secure the site, but before we could move, the ground fractured again, blue tendrils of energy whipping out like lightning. One struck near me, knocking me to the ground. When I looked up, everything froze. Sound, motion, even time itself seemed to halt. And in that silence I heard her voice, not through my ears but directly in my mind. "I told you to stay away. Then why are you here?" Thought back. "Because you didn't." The chamber of echoes cyclone. When I came to, I wasn't at the base anymore. The air was dim, filled with faint, echoing whispers. I was lying on smooth stone that glowed faintly beneath my hands. Salith stood nearby, her form wavering between solid and light. "You're inside the current," she said. "No human has ever entered it. How do I get out?" She gave a faint, sad smile. "That depends on what you want." Images swirled around us. Fragments of memory, war, destruction, faces I didn't know but felt connected to. She walked closer. "Your kind came here once before. Long before you remember. You took what wasn't yours and left us to guard the scar. The energy." She nodded. "It's a living archive. Memory made matter. Needs balance. You opened it, so now it needs to understand you." "Understand me how?" "Through me." Before I could react, she placed her hand on my chest, and light flooded through me. Visions of her world, her people, their fall, and the burden she carried to guard the last remnant of their civilization. Then I saw myself through her eyes, not as an intruder, but as something else. A variable the current couldn't predict. The merging dizzy. Time lost meaning inside that place. I saw flashes of both our lives intertwined. Her loneliness, my curiosity, her fear that I'd awakened something neither of us could control. "Why help me?" I asked when I could finally form words again. "Because the current chose you," she said softly. "And I don't know why." Then she looked at me with those impossible eyes, shimmering like starlight. "You're connected now. If one of us leaves, the other fades." Her words felt like a sentence but also like a promise. "Then what do? We end what you began." The return gear. I awoke outside the crater, surrounded by stunned soldiers and glowing dust. Salith was kneeling beside me, weakened but alive. The energy readings had vanished. The current, it seemed, had retreated. Raynor demanded answers, but I barely heard him. All I could see was Salith, her eyes dimmer now, but still watching me, still connected. Later, when the base settled, she came to my quarters. No guards, no translator. Just her. "It's sleeping again," she said. "But not forever. And us." "Yes." Her lips curved into something almost human, a faint smile. "You still think there's an us?" I couldn't answer. "Stay on your ship," she said finally. "Leave Viridian before it wakes again." But as she turned to go, I caught her wrist. "Why do I feel like this connection isn't over?" She paused, her voice barely a whisper.